Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Second Guessing with Stressin. I'm your host, Garrett Williams, aka Texans commenter or Houston Stressins. Sorry about these, lack of notices on the schedule of the shows. The holiday season is kind of crazy, so obviously tomorrow is New Year's Eve. Normally when I go on Wednesday, so just kind of realized that earlier and said, "Oh crap, better go live right now." So, but yeah, shout out the fam in the chat. We got Jacob HTX, BG HTX. What's going on, brother? Over on IG, we got people tuned in as well. But yeah, so I mean, as always, if you want to re-listen, you can do it on the podcast, which is Second Guessing with Stressin, on Apple and Spotify. Obviously, YouTube, X, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. It's either at Texans Commenter or at Houston Stressins. Um, Coming off of a very successful watch party. So shout out those of you who were able to join at Carbach. It was a great turnout, great weather, very family friendly environment. And obviously the game itself was great. So that was a great time. Big Kirk O on Instagram asked, who are the Texans probably against round one? So obviously, yeah, with the win against the Chargers, the Texans clinched a playoff berth. Right now, they are in the 5th seed, slated to play the Steelers, who are the 4th seed. And the 4th seed will be locked into whoever wins that Steelers Ravens game. And so, if we were to win and the Jags win, we'll be the 5th seed and play the winner of that game. So that's the most likely. I personally still think the division is up for grabs. I could very well see the Jaguars potentially losing to the Titans and us winning against the Colts against Riley Leonard, and that would put the Texans at the 3 seed. I know there's a lot of debate about, playing or resting players. We can get into that later, but yeah, so Gio and IG just asked if I think Jags losing to the Titans get the division. I can see it happening, man. I mean, they basically almost could have lost to the Colts and Phillip Rivers in Indy, just last week. So it's not too crazy to think that. I think the Titans haven't been playing that bad really since for a while now, since they, had the changes, the firing of Brian Callahan. So, they're kind of locked into a certain range of a draft pick. Obviously, they don't want to win every game, but I mean, I would assume that they want to try and win a division game with some momentum going into next year and some positive developments for Cam Ward, who's been playing better too. So, shout out Jose Alberto on Facebook, says, yo. Yeah, Big Kirko says Cam Ward legacy game. We need it, baby. I agree. I think we can get it. So, but yeah, as far as the Chargers game, man, that was a great win. Like, really the game in the end ended up playing out pretty much how I thought it would, as far as, being a defensive battle and the score. Like I said, it'll be just like the Chiefs game. It was 20-16. Chiefs game was 20-10. So, very similar in that aspect. I was definitely pleasantly surprised by the 2 early big shots. Stroud with the 75-yard bomb to Higgins, and then, a 40-plus yarder, I believe, to Jalen Noel. And so, I think part of it was us calling and scheming it up. Part of it was, them having bad coverage. But I believe on both of them, what you saw was the attention to Nico Collins on those in-breaker routes, defender coming down, and then, coming right over the top behind them and hitting him with the deep ball. So, I was at the watch party at Carbach, so I wasn't like super locked in as far as details and all that stuff, kind of socializing, and it's on a projector type thing. I'm like roughly halfway through the all 22, so I haven't got to see the second half, but, of course, like we win and the narrative is like, yeah, we won, but Stroud sucks. It's like, what are we doing? Like, are we going to do this all the way to a Super Bowl victory? Like, because this team can do it and they want to win a certain way. And yeah, they're not, not playing well on offense on purpose, but, when Stroud was out and Mills was in, they're like, oh, why doesn't he be like Mills and manage the game and do that? And like now he's doing just that. And he's on a 5-game win streak against really good competition, and he's getting ripped to shreds. Like, oh, he's da-da-da-da. It's like, dude, I mean, he's doing everything you'd want against a top 4 defense. Like, that was a damn good defense. Like, the fact that he had the big shots early made people think that was like a terrible defense. Like, they hadn't let those plays up like all year, much less like back-to-back plays. So, As far as the interceptions, I'm not going to sit here and just like try and completely absolve Stroud. I don't think he played elite, awesome game, but I don't think he played nearly as bad as what people are painting out to be. Just like all these other games, I think he played pretty well. I thought he bounced back really well, but what happened was you came out hot, and then even after that, you're moving the ball well, and then you have an interception off a tip pass. Um, you know, I think the pass still can maybe get completed or is incomplete. It's to Hutchinson's back shoulder, so maybe you blame him for the tip pass. But I mean, the ball was tipped, and then the other one was a really damn good play by the defender. So basically, it was a cover 4 look, and he's looking his first read left side. Probably shouldn't have looked there first. That's where he messed up, or it was a corner and some kind of other route, an out route that was covered well. And so he realized it was 4, immediately went backside to the dig to Kirk. And as soon as he went and didn't even look to see what's over there, like he saw in his head, okay, it's 4. So then that means this dig should be open. And so he just went and threw it, and it wasn't open because they were robbing it because they kind of know our routes and our concepts. So, you know, you can knock him for that, but it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought when I saw it. Like he didn't like look at the defender and throw it to him. He saw this, okay, it's 4, boom, 4. Oh, damn, they come down and jump the play. So it's kudos to them. It's good film by them, studying tendencies and stuff like that. So, and then from there, I feel like it's a combined sentiment of dialing it back, but really from like watching the game again and listening to interviews, the second half struggles was really, the Chargers ran 85% zone, the most zone of any team, like the fewest amount of man, I believe, like we're one of the fewest. And we were tearing apart the zone. Stroud, oddly enough, his first 2 years, great versus zone, not great versus man. And then this year it's kind of flipped around, and he was elite versus zone against the Chargers, aside from those 2 picks I mentioned with the context. And so the Chargers came out and started blitzing us. And it had some success. And so now the ball's getting out quick. So people are like, where's the deep shots, this and that? It's because the defense changed what they were doing. And then when you look at like the drives in the second half, like we had 2 field goals. We had like 4 or 5 drives. 2 of them were field goals. One was a game-winning drive. So that's over half of your drives right there. Another drive was killed by a Dalton Schultz fumble. And then I think one was like an actual 3 and out. And then also in the first half, you also had a drive that was killed by a Dalton Schultz penalty, which was a BS penalty on him when Tierra Tart was doing a bunch of crazy BS after the play. And he got, second guy retaliating got called for the penalty. So, I mean, 2 drives were killed by that. But yeah, let's see on the comments. Chunky Milk, howdy, what's going on YouTube? It's a good name. Jacob says Stroud played good other than the one stupid throw right before half. I mean, obviously you can be better. I mean, I don't think it was stupid. He was just trying to read the defense too much, and I think it was a good play. Chase said, yo. Dot said, what's up, brother? What's good? Huncho Johnny, my guy on IG. It was nice to meet him at the watch party. We got to chop it up for a bit. Astros on top says, go Texans. Ollie Mack, 42 on IG. Are we going to the Super Bowl or what, brother? I mean, I think we can, bro. Like, my eyes are set on at least the AFC Championship, but, like, I've been positive this whole time, and I don't see why not. Diamond J. Wynn said, yeah, bad fan. Stroud is best QB we've had. Good fans support their QB up or down, SMH. Randy T. Guillory, the O-line is getting better. Yeah, they've been pretty good all year. And you know what? Back-to-back games with 0 sacks. And a lot of credit is going to the O-line, as it should. A lot should go to Cole Popovich. A lot should go to Nick Caley. We are making our O-line look better than what it is, but you're doing everything in your control. And so it's starting with Caley and his approach. You can see it in training camp. Emphasis on ball out quick, decisions quick, decisions quick. And so that's partly why that pick might have happened with Stroud, the second one. Sees it, okay, quick, make a decision, boom. Whereas if you know you have a lot of time, like you're going to make sure guys are open before you let it rip. So that's part of it too. But the person that deserves a lot of credit for all these great pass protections is CJ fucking Stroud. He's getting rid of the fucking ball. Like, golly, dude. Like, we're fucking killing him and tearing him apart. Like, several throws a game. The average or less than average fan, like, oh, like sees an incomplete pass. Like, oh, that was fucking terrible. He's so inaccurate. Why did he miss that guy? It was a fucking throwaway. He threw the ball away on purpose to not take a sack. And he's doing that like 4 and 5 times a game. And people are seeing it and thinking he's dumb. He can't throw. He's inaccurate. And then they look at 0 sacks. Like, yeah, that's why he has fucking 0 sacks, because he's getting rid of the ball. And like DeMeco has preached this. Like, this is what everyone wanted after Mills came in. It's like, oh, he needs to be like Mills and manage the game. That's exactly what he's fucking doing, and he's winning. And we're still fucking bitching about it. Like, what the fuck are we doing, dude? It's just driving me crazy. And he has matured so much. And DeMeco Ryans has preached this too. Like, DeMeco loves it. Like, this is the one area that he needed to improve the most, in my opinion. And it's for a lot of young quarterbacks. When you're a talented young quarterback and you know you can make plays, it's a double-edged sword, because you go from college as being the fucking man, backyard football, making shit shake just because you're better. And then you come to the pros. Stroud does, and still the same thing, because he gets played differently because he's a rookie of the year, doing the same shit. And then they adjust to him. And so now it's the evolution of a quarterback. Now you're getting treated like a real NFL quarterback. So now you're being forced to be disciplined, to take the check downs, to throw the ball away. And he's getting better at both, but now he's getting criticized for it because we're not scoring 40 fucking points a game. Like, this is it just kills me, dude. Every week, like, it's just never going to stop. It just drives me crazy. So, and part of it too is the game flow. Like, when you're playing with the fucking lead, you play more conservative as the play caller, as the quarterback throwing the ball. You're not trying to. Josh Herbert on the flip side was behind, and he was trying to play like fucking Superman. And so what happened? He's getting all these fucking sacks. Like, yeah, they want to blame his O-line, but a lot of those sacks are on him for holding onto the fucking ball and trying to do dumb shit. Part of it because they had to, because they're behind. Part of it because he's not disciplined enough to dirt the ball like Stroud. But then on the flip side, it's like, well, Herbert did this and Stroud did that. Like, no, dude. Like, Stroud won the fucking game. We won because of him. He threw 2 deep bombs to get us a cushion, and he had 2 picks. I already went through the context on those. Tip pass, and one was a great play. And then he won the game. And then even in the Raiders game wasn't nearly as bad as people thought too. But, slow start in the Raiders game. But guess what the fuck happened late in the game? When you needed him to step the fuck up, he did. Guess what happened in this game? We needed him to step the fuck up. He did. He iced the fucking game, dude. Like, he's a winning quarterback. And so, like, you worry about game-winning drives. Well, guess what? Like, we haven't had very many times where we've tried to get a game-winning drive. We've had, obviously that will be something to watch for in the playoffs. But, he's doing exactly what he needs to do. And, like, just because he's winning the way that we need him to doesn't mean that he can't be the aggressive gunslinger. Like, he can. And someone in the chat said too, a lot of it is, or I guess, a lot of it is the way defenses play you. So if you listen to DeMeco talk, everything is about, and I know people hate to hear it and it's not an excuse, but like, if you get too high shell, they're not going to really get those deep shots. Like, we got a couple of those and they adjusted. So you got to take what they give you. It's going to be a lot of dink and dunk, but it also complements our defense well. Like, even drives where we're not scoring or scoring touchdowns, as long as you're getting first downs, you're helping your defense by keeping them off the field. So you're getting field position, complimentary football. Like, that shit adds up throughout the game, man. Like, and again, like we talk about all the time on here, I try to preach this, like, and I think people are starting to realize it. And, Nick, Slowick was getting a lot of shit, and like, obviously he had his own stuff, but like, for being conservative, especially second half. And then now we're seeing the same stuff with Kaylee. And it's like, wait, maybe it's DeMeco Ryans, the head coach, defensive-minded head coach who built this elite defense, who was absolute fucking lockdown. And in a game-by-game basis, if he sees his defense is fucking dominating the opponent, you know what? I'm going to put the ball in my defense's hands. I'm not going to let my offense lose this game, is what he does. And I know it's annoying as a fan because you want touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. But like, the sooner you can change your perspective on how the game is and like watch how it's going down, like, you can appreciate a lot more. Like, because a lot of these games we're winning and how we're winning them is like super, super impressive. Like, very good football. So, sorry for the profanity laced rant there. As becoming a weekly ordeal. So, shout out Miguel on Facebook. Yo, Dot says, no matter what happens this season, for us to win this many games, having a lot of player on IR, no Tank, no Mixon, CJ 3.5 games, with potentially winning 12 games of W to me. Facts. But like, I agree, but like, you know, the ball, the floor should be AFC Championship. We should be able to win 2 playoff games this year. Um, User on YouTube says put Mills in got to be the most annoying shit. I was rewatching my video from after the Broncos game because I mean, if y'all tuned in, y'all know that I've been a believer since then. Like I've watched the fucking games and I knew that we were 0-3 and 3-5, and I knew every fucking game we lost was down to the final seconds that we could have easily won, like one play in each of them. So I was like, we're not a bad team. It's just not going our way. Um, and so I was like going back to watch it to see, like, okay, I know I said this, want to clip it to be like, hey, look, guys, like I've been saying this. And in the Broncos game, I said, like, I laid out the performance by Mills. It's funny, like, I feel like the same people who are shitting on Mills and saying the season's over because now Mills got to go and win 2 games and he won't do it are now the same ones who saying Mills is better than Stroud. Like, I guarantee you it's the same fucking people. Like, first he's the worst quarterback ever. Now he's better than Stroud. Like, what are we doing? But I called it in that episode. I was like, here's what's going to happen. I was like, I think Mills is a really good backup, really good backup quarterback. I think he can and will win the game. He'll do enough to win the game for us against Jacksonville. And depending on how it goes down, I can already tell y'all people are going to start saying, well, we need to start him over Stroud. And like, it's exactly what happened. And like, you thought it would win away after Stroud comes back and wins versus Indy. And then the next game, oh, he beats KC. They'll stop talking shit. Nope. He's won 5 games in a row now and they're still talking shit. Like, what are we doing, dude? Like, if we were losing, fine. That makes total sense, but we're not losing. We are winning. And so BGHTX, yes, my guy. Dot said, been relying on rookies on offenses the entire year when everyone has vets, should continue to build moving forward. Yeah, and so that's part of it too, man. Like when you watch the tape, I agree and I understand the notion of Jalen Noel needs to play more, get Higgins more involved, but like they still make rookie mistakes, man. Like there's routes where it's like they're not on the same page or like blocking where they're getting beat. That doesn't mean you can't play them at all or can't play them more than what they're playing, or you can play them more, but like you have to be like, okay, like these, like Dot's pointing out, like you're gonna have this stuff that happens, bro. And then Kirk has been underwhelming. I think he's been doing better as of late, but he's supposed to be that veteran, reliable guy. So right now, like the 2 guys that Stroud trusts the most are obviously Nico and then Schultz. And so seeing those 2 big plays from Higgins and Noel, that could go a long way as well. Let me get back over to IG, hit some of these comments over here real quick. DJ says, really don't want to play the Ravens. Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. Like, I obviously would be rooting for the Steelers, but if we do play them, I'm fine. So, obviously it's like we can't help but think about the past, but I don't think the Ravens are the same team as what they were from last year. Lamar healthy or not, he has not been good. I said it before he was even hurt. Like Lamar wasn't playing good before he was hurt. And then he's playing just as bad, if not worse, or maybe might have even played worse before he was hurt. But when he came back, he hasn't been playing good. Their defense is playing kind of better, but like obviously that would be, worse than going to at Pittsburgh, in my opinion. But it's really all the same to me. Like we can beat any team in the AFC, honestly. But I'm going for, I want us to try and win, and I think the Jazz can lose. And at the very least, you want to win and secure that 5th seed. And then if not, you can win and get the 3rd seed. But either way, 3rd or 5th seed, the way this playoffs is set up with like the Bills or the Chargers being a 6th and 7th seed, those teams can beat a Patriots, a Broncos, a Jaguars. So like we could get a 2nd and or 3rd home playoff game potentially as a 5 seed, for sure as a 3 seed. So like to me, it's all about getting the lowest possible seed or the highest, however you say it. But Astros on top, in my opinion. I feel the Jags will come back and win the division. But honestly, I hope we play the Steelers if we have a higher seed than the Bills, because I don't want to go to Highmark. Yeah, so I mean, I don't think we would. Yeah, so you want to get the 5 seed in that situation. Rainey says we're going to win next week. Yeah, we're playing freaking Riley Leonard on the Colts. Diamond says we match up better against the Steelers. I mean, a lot of that game against the Ravens, I don't think Lamar makes that big of a difference. Honestly, call me a hater, but I mean, like it's been evident ever since when he's come back, like he's been ass. But obviously it was their defense and their injuries. But I mean, I'm not scared of them, dude. I mean, I would be the most scared of them out of all those. But part of it too would be kind of sweet to get that redemption. Let me see what else we got. I mean, fans aren't bad. I mean, I'm not trying to sit here. People that I disagree with, like, I don't mean to come off as like arrogant or whatever. I mean, I'm just venting. So, I mean, everyone fans and thinks differently. So, I kind of missed a couple comments there. I see after Johnny Huncho, scrolling back down on IG. Sergio, I think it might be an easier path to the AFC Championship, staying in the 5th seed, in my opinion. Yeah, and I know for a fact DeMeco, the way he is, listening to all of his interviews for years, he's going to try and get the best seed possible. He's already said he's going to play his players. He's not a rest your players guy. Like last year, the Titans game, he kind of played the starters, a drive in that meaningless Titans game, especially on offense to get them rolling. And then as far as the like O-line played most of the game. But he's also said that, they're treating this, like a normal game, like you want to win. But like my approach would be this. There may be, like, it's tough for us to say because we don't know the severity of some guys' injuries, but like if Stingley or Aziz or somebody is like super banged up, you can maybe rest a handful of guys here and there. But otherwise, like obviously you go in to win this game and you can still win this game missing a couple guys. I mean, it's the Colts and nothing to play for. It'll still be not a given game, but it's Riley Leonard. I mean, you can go up there with Riley Leonard, but there is elements of Riley Leonard being a running quarterback, and someone that you have no tape on that could, give you some fits potentially. But my approach is you go in, try to win the game. And then at halftime, we all have fucking phones. Like, hey, DeMeco, Jags are up 30-3. All right, pull them, take them out. That's what I would do. Or, hey, as it goes on, like third quarter, I go, it's a tight game. Like, I know that's a weird thing to do, but like if I'm DeMeco, I would do that. I don't know how you relay that to the players. Like, hey, this is our plan. Or if you just don't tell them and then last second surprise them by pulling them out because you don't want them to be knowing that and then kind of giving you a half-ass up until then. But like, I mean, that's something you could do. Shout out Christopher on IG. He says the same things we wanted him to do last year and early this year, throwing the ball away, is the same things fans criticize him for. LOL, you can't win with these idiots. Yeah, it's crazy, man. And he says he's improved so much on the small things to succeed at the QB position. Yeah, and like I went on a rant last week. Like, I mean, people want to look at stats and this and that, but like we're winning. Like, a lot of these quarterback stats are super fucking inflated because they're playing from behind or they're playing ball that isn't complementary to their defense. So like, of course, like when you get more pass attempts, like you're going to have more yards and more touchdowns, So that's definitely part of it too. Yep. And then 7-4 heavy, he's winning games. Facts. And like that was the argument for Mills. Like, yeah, he's not that good, but he's winning games. Ride the hot hand. Like, okay, like, well, where's that logic now? Like, where is that logic? But then there is people that are like, I'm not saying don't criticize him at all. I think there is criticism for sure, but like people are just like, oh, he's terrible. Oh, he sucks. Like, no, like he didn't play great, but he didn't play terrible. He's playing pretty good. So I mean, there's like a balance there. But yeah, I mean, some people are just overdoing it. Jonathan Nye, one of the most talented pure passers, but I'm a football player, not a test taker knock is what caused him to have struggles. Slowick's offense was QB friendly for him, but the system takes time. I mean, I don't know that I agree with that. I mean, I think he's very cerebral. I don't know. Yes, I mean, he's very cerebral. Like if you listen to him, he said Davis getting those starts and allowing CJ to step back and learn from a different perspective was huge for him. Yeah, I agree. And the biggest thing for that was to not try and be Superman, in my opinion. And he said that too, but he's very cerebral. Like, and you watch him play, you watch him read the defense, you watch the coverage, you watch it rotate, and his eyes go to the right place every time, dude. He just maybe needs to run a little bit more, as I haven't seen lately. Like since his injury, he hasn't really used his legs. So maybe that's something we're saving for the playoffs. Like, you start to get two-man a lot. We're starting to get two-man from teams, or you're starting to get a lot of shell coverage again, and guys are covered. You got to run. But also that's where the protection has to last for more than 2.5 seconds, but he's getting the ball out 2.5 seconds or less. So it's kind of hard to, tell if the O-line is really playing good or if it's just him getting the ball out. Christopher says Texans at this point last season had no identity. It's not the case now. At least they know what they want to do and have an identity. Yeah. So, I mean, overall, like an analyst said it, like our identity is like a dominant defense. And our offensive identity is they want to run the ball and they can, but it's quick passing game, in my opinion. Our quick passing game is awesome. It's like one of the best in the league, and it sets up the ability for us to have second and short and third and short. So Steve Pinson, personnel is an issue too. You're missing Mixon, Brevin, Jordan. Yes, that is very true. Very true. Steve says, bro, a lot of these people don't know ball. Jacob, he has over 60% completion percentage after next week. We'll have 3,000 yards for 3 consecutive seasons. A good QB people don't realize. Yeah, and then they want to compare him to Trevor Lawrence or Justin Herbert. Like the stats are the same, bro. Like on a game per game basis, like they might have more yards per game slightly, but like as far as yards per attempt, completion percentage, rating, PFF grades, all of it. EPA. I mean, he's really good in EPA. I know it can be considered a team stat, but I think that's definitely influenced by the quarterback. Like if you compare the EPA for Davis Mills and CJ Stroud, it's like CJ's like, I want to say like plus 40 and Mills is like minus 20, something crazy. Like, yeah, it checks out. And so Steve, defenses respect Stroud. That's a good thing. Exactly. And we got, and all this too, like run game. Like if we get a viable run game, it's up, bro. Like teams are daring us to run. Once we get a viable run game, better run blocking, we'll be great. Tristan, I just don't want or need our defense out there all game without rest. They're not. Like the offense is moving the ball. Like we had 2 turnovers, but the offense moved the ball. Like we'll dive into the box score and look at time of possession, but like, after the Bucs game, which was bad, we pretty much controlled time of possession in every game. Donovan Huff, let's go get Diggs. And he says that Mills is not better than Stroud. He's talking about Trayvon Diggs, who was cut by the Cowboys. I don't know. Like, obviously, he's a talent, but I think there's a potential he's not a style fit potentially, and he's not a locker room fit for DeMeco in that defense. I don't know what you would do with him. Like, he would be a backup corner, maybe play this week when you might rest Kamari or Stingley, but I know Tremont Smith, Kamari went out last game and Tremont Smith got picked on. Yeah, so people talking about Herbert's stats. Like, yeah, half his stats came when Tremont Smith was in the game. But no, and I heard some crazy stuff about Trayvon Diggs and, rumors of what actually happened and why he got his concussion, and it sounds true. I mean, but I'm not going to dig too much into that in case I'm wrong. But like, him getting a concussion from hanging his TV, that's kind of sus. Like, what happened? Keith Miro, right? Not even close. Hello, brother. What's going on? And then Donovan Huff, we just need better play calling. I think the play calling can be better. I don't think it's as bad as people think, but I think it's not great. But yeah, Kirk is trash, is what Keith said. Yep, he's been underperforming for sure. Donovan, why every time we get the ball first play is a run play? It does feel like that. I think it depends game to game, but we started out this first game against the Chargers running the ball hot, and that kind of set up those big plays. Like we came out running the ball good. But I have seen games where he comes out and runs play action a lot too. So I would have to check. But I understand the sentiment. Steve says Ravens were 1-3 with a healthy Lamar. Exactly, dude. He's worse this year. Josh Allen is worse this year, but like people feel like once a guy is like made and proven, like you can't criticize them. Whereas someone like Stroud, who's not made and proven, you can over criticize him. Like it's so ass backwards. And I'll just say this too, like, I'm on X a lot interacting with fans, and man, I forgot how annoying the Chargers fans are. They are soft as fuck, dude. Like, complaining about the refs. Like, they're complaining about that illegal contact call at the end of the game. Number one, the problem is the broadcast highlighted the wrong guy first, or even the officials maybe. And so everyone thought that the penalty was somewhere else when it was clearly in the middle, which I think is called the way it was called. And the exact same thing, if not fucking worse, happened on our end the drive prior to get them a fucking touchdown. And like the broadcast isn't relaying that. They're just letting everyone fester like, man, Chargers got screwed. Like we got screwed from a Justin Herbert versus Texans defense moment. Like, no. And he wouldn't have done shit anyways. There were like 2 or 3 penalties later on that were all bullshit that got them that touchdown. And you just look at the total penalties throughout the game. I mean, yeah, like, and I posted all the clips throughout the week. Like the refs were way worse for the Chargers than they were for us. But yeah, so they're over here bitching, crying out the refs. And then like, rather than just be like, man, y'all are good. Y'all are great defense. Y'all beat us. It's like, Herbert's fucking awesome. Stroud sucks. You're lucky you won with your quarterback. The refs, like, and like the Herbert fans are like, golly, dude, like you don't even talk shit. They come at you like, you know, like they're like made out to be a victim with every post. Like, Herbert this, Herbert that. Like, you know what? Like, end of the day, the dude's been in the season for 6 years. Like, at some point, you got to point the finger to you. Like, yeah, I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's like, he's not the elite top tier, and he's probably like the second tier, but he gets overglazed, in my opinion, heavily. Yes, he makes good plays, but like he also makes bad plays, and like y'all feel like he's absolved from criticism. Like this whole O-line injury bullshit. Like, get the fuck out of here with that. Like, we were missing 2 tackles. We've rotated guys all throughout the year. We had 3 of our 5 linemen for this game in different spots. That was basically 3 out of 5 new linemen. We're not sitting here fucking making excuses. Blake Fisher started at left tackle and shut Khalil Mack the fuck down. Like Khalil Mack's supposed to be some badass. He had 2 fucking pressures the whole game, and they were both on Titus. Blake Fisher shut his ass down. Jarrett Patterson played okay. So like, miss me with that shit. I'm like, well, we had injuries and this and that. Like, well, you know what? Blame your fucking GM for not getting you good enough players. Like, obviously you have no fucking depth. Sorry that we have depth and we don't bitch when we have injuries. We got injuries all across the field. Like, we have multiple interior defensive lineman injuries. We have 2 guys who signed off the street in the past 2-3 weeks playing a lot of reps on our interior defensive line who shut your ass down. We're missing like 4 or 5 guys on the secondary. Jimmy Ward, Jalen Smith, a rookie that you drafted. I'm blanking on names here, but MJ Stewart. We cut CJ Garner-Johnson. We lost Jaden Reed. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Joe Mixon, Tank Dell. Like, we can go on and on too. Like, y'all want to play this bullshit game, or you want to be like, hey, you know what? Good game. You won. It's just like they're soft, bro. And then there was a play too, the same fucking plays we always see, where a quarterback runs and kind of half-ass goes out of bounds and gets fucking popped legally, gets hit in bounds, and then a guy from the sidelines, not even the fucking play, runs up on Tremont Smith, who didn't make the hit, and starts to, fake tough guy, like, oh, don't hit my quarterback. No, fuck you. You're not in the game. 1, 2, tell him either not to fucking run, or when he does run, get the fuck out of bounds. Don't get mad at me, get mad at him. Like, that needs to be a flag. That shit pisses me the hell off. Like, all this fake, posturing and signaling by the NFL about how they're worried about players' safety, concussions, late hits. The thing that's most detrimental to that is these brawls that stem from guys getting mad about clean hits, just like the Jalen Petrie hit on Rashee Rice. Humphrey comes running up, like, why'd you hit him? Yeah, because I fucking hit him legally, bro. Like, get mad at your quarterback for throwing a fucking hospital ball. And like, those are the ones that lead to brawls. The Azeez Alshire play on Trevor Lawrence, that was all because they fucking freaked out because Trevor Lawrence slid late. Like, it's such bullshit. And then on top of that, Tierra Tart, former Texan, what a piece of fucking shit. That guy was doing dirty shit all fucking game. Like, that penalty on Schultz was, Schultz can't do that, but like, you go back and watch it, it's like, okay, this guy's doing like, he needs to be like fined or suspended for that shit. That was like some Bush League stuff, dude. Yeah, so fuck them, dude. Sorry for the profanity. Scott says he wants the Steelers, and our defense travels good, says Colby. I agree. That's why I'm not too worried about who we play. Keith, this Jags team is not the same old Jags. New coach has them playing. I think the Jags are good, playing great. I've given Trevor Lawrence his flowers. But I think I'm not a hater. It could be wrong, but I'm still not sold on it, man. I'm still not sold on it. Like, go back and look at it. Like, I'll say this, like, when he put up the performance against the Broncos, that's when I was like, okay, like, all right. But then you look at it, like, you know what? Like, I don't think the Broncos are that good, bro. Like, I think we're overweighting that Bronco. Like, I mean, you have to give him his flowers for it, but like, at the same time, it's like, I don't know that. I think he may be getting kind of over pumped because of that Broncos game. Like, the Broncos had Marcus Mariota put 26 on him and should have lost to him. They beat Kenny Pickett. Malik Willis fucking tore him up. I mean, what are we doing here? Like, the Broncos aren't that, like, and then they beat Geno Smith by 3 points. They almost should have lost to Davis Mills. Jackson Dart lit them the fuck up, and they had a crazy comeback to beat him. They beat Justin Fields 13-11. They beat Joe Flacco. Did they beat Joe Flacco, or is that Burrow? But still, I mean, like, you get the point, I mean, they're not like they're a good team. Kudos to them for winning these games, but they're not as good as their seeding and record is, in my opinion. Like they're gonna, and I don't think their defense is as good as what we think it is. Like they've had plenty of teams. I mean, all those teams like Malik Willis put up 26. I mean, Mariota 26. Like, what are we doing? So yeah, Trevor Lawrence puts up 34, and we're like, oh my god, like why weren't we praising Malik Willis and all those guys? I mean, obviously they lost, but that's what I'm trying to say. So, but then if you go on the Jags, like looking at their schedule, I'm not hating. Like this is, I actually believe this. Like I think they're good, but I don't think they're like top 3 team in the league good. Like they're getting hyped up by some people, but last week in a must-win game against the Colts and Phillip Rivers, they win by 6. Phillip Rivers gives them the game with the pick on the own end, like in the final minutes, and they get a field goal to take the lead. I mean, come on, bro. And then, yeah, let's see. And then, so then they beat the Denver Broncos. Okay, good win, but not quite as good as what I believe. Then they beat the Jets 48-20. And of course, the Jets are terrible. They're fucking terrible. And we're giving Trevor Lawrence a bunch of props for that. Week before, you beat the Colts against Riley Leonard. Daniel Jones was hurt. And so now and the Colts defense sucks ass. And so we're blowing that one up like, oh my God, they destroyed the Colts. And then they beat the Titans before that. And then before that, they struggled against the Cardinals. Should have lost that game. We struggled, not really against the Cardinals. And then they beat the Chargers in a convincing win. That's a good win. But hey, maybe the Chargers aren't as good as we think too. And then they lost to us in Davis Mills. And then before that, they beat the Raiders in overtime. Got smashed by the Rams 35-7. Beat by the Seahawks 20-12. So like, yes, they've also won a bunch in a row, but like you stack up their wins against our wins. Like, okay, those were their wins. Let me go through our wins now, like on our streak. I would say ours are much more impressive and convincing. And we have no bad losses. All of our losses by our one score. So, like, we beat the Chargers, good win, 2016. Obviously, not as much as them. The Raiders was close. Okay, fine. So was theirs. Beat the Cardinals by 20. Beat the Chiefs when the Chiefs were the Chiefs. When that was the ultimate backs against the wall at home season on the line with Pat Mahomes. 2010, obviously they beat the Chiefs early in the year too. And then we beat the Colts in pretty much a must-win game as well with a healthy Daniel Jones. Beat the Bills at home. We had the Titans one. That's what these are Davis Mills. So, I mean, just context matters. Anyhow, enough about the Jaguars. Let's see. If the Jaguars blowing out the Titans, then I would rest my people. I agree. Jacob, I think we sit Woody, Nico Stingley, Aziz, and Lassiter. I could see. I really don't know what he'll do, but I think he'll kind of might be a couple guys. Justin says we definitely have a Super Bowl caliber defense. Just need the offense to give us a few TDs a game. We can hopefully go further than anyone we had in the playoffs before. I agree. Jalen Edwards says LFG. Let's go, brother. Scott Green. The problem is you don't have enough roster spots to pull everyone. That is true. In the life of Colby. Yeah, and if you pull them before too, and then if they're not dressed up, then you're going in the game thin. In the life of Colby, once CJ settles in, he's super elite. I agree. Jalen says the answer Sunday is build an instrumental lead in the first half, then you can pull your starters regardless. That's a good point. That is a great point. That's your motivation to the starters. Go run that shit up. Mr. Hard to handle. Once he starts getting sacked, his game is off. I mean, that's any quarterback, dude. Any quarterback under pressure struggles. Rich Boy J, Titans are beating the Jag. I'm speaking it to existence. Hey, it can happen, man. I believe it. Colby, as he is precise with his throws, year 3. Yeah, he's still super young. Mr. Hard to handle. They want him to be perfect, not human. That's the thing is like, it's, I'm not saying you can't criticize him, but it's like, all right, dude, like, where are you like, oh, I'm just trying to hold him to this. Like, come on, dude. That's fine, but I think people overdo it. Diggs isn't worth the headache, says Tay. Vintage, any update on Lassiter injury? I knew he'd come back. I mean, I haven't heard anything, but like my observation watching it, he just hit knees. I think it was a knee contusion or in the leg. And so I think they went in to go examine it to make sure nothing was wrong. But like, I think that should be fine. I know he had a foot before that. Yep. Alberto says prayer circle for a 0 injury game. Facts. I agree. And then Scott says people hold CJ to a higher standard. If T-Law doesn't throw into the fans think he should be the league MVP. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. He's just CJ Stroud is an oddly polarizing, over criticized person. It makes no sense. I guess it's all from that Caleb Williams fucking meme. Tay can't stay healthy. You don't have that dog mentality. I don't want to say the Diggs thing. I mean, I'm sure some of y'all have heard it too. I've heard it from like multiple people. Uh, Diggs and Mixon got in a fight. Diggs concussion, Mixon foot injury. That's what you heard, Diggs and Mixon. BGHTX. Let's see, Jason Fortenberry. We finally threw the deep ball like we did CJ's rookie year. Yeah, that was nice. BGHTX MJD was on that type of shit also in the post game. Yeah, and the commentators, Rich Eisen, Kurt Warner, like loved both those guys, but they were glazing, bro. Rich Boy, where are all these Chargers fans on game day? Yeah, and that was like their loudest game ever too. So we've now won a lot of like loud road games. So Arrowhead, Indy, which I was there, it's not fucking loud. LA, like against good teams, so that's good for us to know going to the playoffs. Herbo is just another Trevor Lawrence. I think he's not even that, but that's like his ceiling, I think. But yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying there. I agree. Herbo is definitely smarter. Vladimir says the QB gifted last year the easiest INT and he dropped it. That's what, yeah, exactly. And that's why he plays cornerback and not receiver. Yeah, but like no one talks about that. And Herbert, fumbled the ball and bounced right back in his hands. Let's see. So he didn't really take care of the ball either. Trying to catch up, fellas. Let me see. I'm just scrolling through. Cody Burnett, my guy on Facebook. Jag, maybe the second best team in the AFC. Let's see. BG, I wasn't really upset with Schultz on that because, yes, I mean, it's a tough thing on that play with Tart, but I'm just kind of scroll through. I'm probably going to miss some comments here. If you have a question that you want to ask, just keep asking it or comment. Steve, yeah, we're about to score again to lock it down and let the defense do the rest, and you play conservative, moving the ball. Brent says on YouTube, let the Jags believe in themselves. It will be that much sweeter when we beat them. I agree. Yeah, I mean, I'm letting them talk their shit. I don't like to like talk crap. I respond. Like I like staying in my lane, posting my stuff or whatever. But like all these fans always coming at me and commenting on my posts unwarranted. Like, y'all suck. We're gonna win the division. Like, all right, bro. Like I'll just bookmark it. Like, and the Jags act like they haven't melted down in the division lead before, dude. I'm pretty sure like the last time we were in the situation, we had to win and they had to lose to the Titans, I think is the same situation and it happened. And that would be hilarious if it happened again. If it doesn't, whatever, we're good. But I mean, hey, that'd be awesome. Justin, AFC is wide open. There don't appear to be any dominant teams in the conference. I agree. Product of the H, Cam Ward, legacy game loading. Please, we need it. Let's see. Nash Shahid. It wasn't loud in Indy since it is known to be Naptown, LMAO. That place was weak, bro. And like, I'm not trying to be a hater. Like, the fans are awesome and cool. I respect, the people I was interacting with. But Nosh says he wants to face New England in the wild card. Would have to put belt to them, introduced to reality. And so one thing I've been like, this season is like the season where like trends are broken, and also redemption is being had. So we lose the Jacks the first time, get redemption the second time. Obviously beat the Titans twice. That's just like redemption for the Oilers. We beat the Ravens, exercise those demons. Who else was a win that we had that kind of did that? Colts, Chiefs. We beat the Chiefs. That was kind of exercising a demon there. And then, if we beat the Ravens again in the playoffs, that would be doing it. If we beat New England, that's the Letterman jacket revenge game. So I mean, there's a lot out there, different stuff. And a lot of our trends too, like on the flip side, like, we had games against the Jags first games, like we had won so many road division playoff or games in a row and that got snapped. And then against Tampa, we had won so many in a row or like had their number in our matchup against them. Like it's just been a season like that. Like whenever these random stats about streaks pop up, it's like, boom, the opposite. So that's just something I noticed. Big DQ says, ain't nobody worried about the Jags. Facts. I agree. And they're funny. Like, I get it. Like, I'd be mad too, but they're all mad that no one's talking about them or taking them serious. So, getting back to IG. Sorry, guys, on IG. Yeah, Mixon and Tank Dell. Aaron Wilson reported they are out. I'm the Kiki. I agree. I feel we can run the table from the 5th seed. AFC is so wide open. Kush says, feels like defensively when they're on the road, they want to dominate another level. That is true. And, there is the layer of when you're on the road, the crowd is quiet when the opposing offense is on the field. And now that allows the defense to listen and communicate. So I mean, there's that element where it's loud for our offense, but it's quiet for our defense. So Christian Gonzalez, I got to see the Chargers game in person. Watching that defense come into someone else's home and own it was so much fun. Man, I bet that was sick, bro. Walk in your trap, bro. And so, yeah, I'm missing a lot of the comments. Sorry on IG. I'm just going to start going through the box score. I probably won't go into the Colts much. We kind of talked about it a little bit. Maybe I'll do another show later. But just want to, savor in this win. And every win the Texans get, it always comes with a caveat from the opposing fan base. I mean, it's just I'm so fucking tired of it, dude. I'll just go back to the schedule. You beat the Titans. Oh, they're bad. You beat the Ravens. Oh, they were hurt. No Lamar. You beat the Niners. Oh, they're hurt. Okay, look at them now. They've been good the whole fucking time. Beat the Jaguars. Oh, it's the Jaguars. They're not good. They're good. Beat the Titans. They suck. Okay. You beat the Bills. Oh, yeah, that doesn't count. They're not good at NRG. Beat the Colts on the road. Like, oh, yeah, Daniel Jones is hurt. Doesn't count. Beat the Chiefs. Oh, yeah, the Chiefs suck. That doesn't count. They're not good this year. Beat the Cardinals by 20. Oh, yeah, you only beat them by 20. Beat the Raiders by 2. Oh, yeah, you only beat them by 2. Chargers. Oh, yeah, you only beat them because of the refs. I mean, the Colts game, too, was the refs. The Chargers, the refs. Like, Chiefs fans, the refs. Like, it's just always something, dude. I guess maybe this is part of being, like, a fan of a good team. Like, maybe this is how Chiefs fans have felt all their lives, even though they do get bullshit calls. But, like, everyone tries to, like, gatekeep our wins. Like, oh, that's not a good win. This Chargers game, yeah, you won, but your quarterback sucks. Like, fuck you. No, he doesn't. Like, you're just fucking mad, bro. It's just crazy, dude. Someone asked, do we keep Caley if we lose in the first round? Yes. And then Mr. Optimistic, my guy, says Chargers get the same PI calls as us, but that's why they lost. Facts. Exactly, dude. Saved by Mills is a Twitter account. Even if we don't win the division, there would still be an all right chance for us to get a home in the divisional with the wildcard matchups. Yes, I agree with that. Yeah, and then Brandon, my guy Brandon, Texans played a first place schedule. Jags played a third place one. Yep, that's basically what I laid out when I compared the two schedules. That's a much simpler way to put it right there, Brandon. But yeah, so let me just go back through. You know what? I'm going to put the comments on the screen. That way it's not just me yapping. Let's see. There we go. That way y'all can kind of interact too in the chat. But let me go to the box score and I will, how do I share this screen? Present, share. And so, yeah, for those just joining, myself, Harley, Ruben, AD, Johnny Huncho, Blastoff Entertainment, Steph Stradley, Jacob, Texans Jacob, and some other influencers or content creators, I guess. We had a watch party at Carbach. It was dope, man. It was a good time. I'll see if we do another one in the playoffs. Zay Official on IG, what's your thoughts on Kirk? I think we trade him away for someone on the O-line. I mean, he's only signed through this year. So let's see. We'll go to team stats is where I like to start. And I hadn't even looked at this yet, but we had 16 first downs. So today, okay. Third down, we were 3 of 11. They were 6 of 15. So they were better there. Total plays 62 to 59, so pretty even. Total yards 362 to 275, but Stroud's getting shit on. And passing 244 to 201, Stroud's getting shit on. He got 40 more pass yards than Herbert. Let's see, rushing we had 118 to 74. Red zone, no red zone attempts, and they were 2 of 5. So our red zone was good. And turnovers 2 to 1. Time of possession 30 to 29. So I mean, okay, yeah, pretty even close game, but like, this is to me, this was a typical Texans game too. Like, I sound contradicting in the sense that like I'm like, forgiving and enabling, us getting a lead and then sitting on it like DeMeco likes to do that. But I also agree with the sentiment, like, and I've been saying this too, like this is why I call us the Houston Stressins. Like every game finds a way to be close. I know they say it's the NFL too in general, but more often than not, we have a chance where we control the entire game, dominate, and just can't quite bust it open, dude. And so 14-0, I thought it was going to be a rout. Like, he had a chance to kind of do it, just couldn't do it for whatever reason. So, yeah, it was a typical Texans game in that instance. And so, yeah, people are right too. So part of the offense is like when I say like this is how he wants to win, part of it is conservative, but it's not all that. There are struggles too. I'm not going to sit there and say that like make excuses. Like the offense obviously is struggling. And so with that being said, like even if they do have a conservative lean on your defense and defense can just dominate a game, if offense can play at a high level, like we could have some blowouts in the playoffs. But we'll worry about that when we get there. But just going to the box score, we'll get to some of the stats. CJ Stroud was 16 of 28 for 244, 8.7 average, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, an 80.1 rating. Herbert, 21 of 32, 236, 7.4 average, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 5 sacks, 84 rating. And so, I mean, pretty even performances. But you talk to a Chargers fan, they're going to, like, even though they lost the game, they're just going to talk shit about your quarterback without even saying anything and talk about how good their quarterback is. Like, get out of here, dude. Woody had 19 carries for 71 yards, 3.7 average. Jawar, 8 for 36, 4.5. Came in, got some good snaps. So as a team, 118 is nice. Herbert, 6 for 37. Okay. I mean, he had a couple good runs, but I mean, he's had some games where he's ran for a lot more. Omarion Hampton, 14 for 29, 2.1 yards average. That's like we shut his shit down, dude. Receiving, I mean, it pretty much spread across the board. No one had more than 3, but obviously Higgins had the 75-yard touchdown. And then Nico had 3 for 57 quietly. Noel 3 for 54 and a touchdown. Hutch had 2. Schultz had 3. I mean, so like the attempts, were down. And yeah, I mean, wasn't that high across the board. Quentin Johnson, 5 for 98. You got 60 of those on a play where he ran past Tremont Smith. So 60 of, you want to talk about asterisks and excuses. Let's take that off of Herbert's total. Gaston obviously dropped that ball that became a pick by Aziz. Ladd got shut down, 1 for 31. That was nice. Omarion Hampton had 8 catches for 31 yards. That's crazy, dude. So Herbert is a check down merchant, dude. He just threw the ball to Omarion Hampton 8 times for 31 yards. Come on, dude. Keenan Allen, he was a no-show. He's their big third down guy. I think he had a drop as well. 1 catch for 17 yards. Henry To'oTo'o had a great game, 12 tackles with the TFL. As far as our sacks go, or Kavon Wallace stepped in at strong safety and played a hell of a game. He is a bigger, more stout, physical, strong safety build. And evidently he's smart and picked up the defense in, the 2-3 weeks he's been here. And that's what DeMeco has said, that, basically Kavon Wallace, and like that's been the big thing at the strong safety spot. Like obviously it was musical chairs. CJ Gardner-Johnson, he was messing up, cut him. MJ Stewart comes in playing really, really good. Breaks his forearm, I believe. And then Jaden Reed comes in, and then he gets hurt. He started playing good and he gets hurt. And then Miles Bryant's been kind of playing it lately and he did bad last game. So Kavon Wallace, so kudos to DeMeco, 1, for finding a guy off the street and putting him in over Miles Bryant, somebody that people might have assumed or figured is a DeMeco guy because he's, been there for a while and reliable, and giving this guy a chance. And, he raved about how he's, on the communication right spot. That's like half the battle at the strong safety spot. And then he's also a swarm physical guy who likes to come in there and lay the hat. So shout out to him. And Danielle Hunter had a sack and a TFL. We had Will Anderson Jr. had 2 TFLs and a half sack. Derek Barnett had 2 sacks. I believe they were on back-to-back plays. Underrated piece of this defense, dude. And then Danico Autry had a sack. He also freed up a guy on a sack too with the pick on a stunt. Lecky Fotu played a pretty good game. A big body in the middle gave us that depth at nose tackle. Tommy Togia, another great game in the middle. Naquan Jones played better, I believe. And yeah, so I mean, I think I got most of the stats on that. But we'll go over to play-by-play. Jalen Hurts with 5th. So we got someone here talking crap. Just ignore that troll. CJ is doing a lot better than the other QBs. Trust me. I don't even know who y'all are arguing with. That guy's tripping. Yeah, so you come out, touchdown, punt, 3 and out, touchdown, and they punt. We punt. Talk about the picks. Dicker the kicker missed a short field goal and an extra point. And best kicker in the league. DeMeco Ryans has an effect on that for sure. And let's see, what else am I missing here? I mean, yeah, so they turned the ball over in the red zone. But yeah, I mean, we'll go to the PFF grades, and then I'll go to the timeline and get some interviews and clips and whatnot. So let me share this tab instead. We'll go to premium stats. Again, PFF, as always, just a guide looking at the grades. Sometimes they match up with us or whoever's own opinion. Sometimes they don't. But overall, the Texans graded a 75.8, which is pretty good by PFF grades and probably like around like the top 5 grade of the year, roughly for the Texans. 68 on offense, 67 pass, 64 pass block, 69 nice receiving, and run blocking 68. Yeah, run blocking was better. Or I'm sorry, run blocking 56. I guess not. Defense 76, run defense 82, tackling 66, pass rush 75, coverage 64, special teams 57. That's odd. But on offense, Jalen Noel, highest graded, 81.4. Nico Collins up there, 77. Jaden Higgins, 77. Blake Fisher. Shout out Blake Fisher. I had faith in him, man. It was a big opportunity for him. I'm happy for him. And maybe it's just him playing left tackle. Maybe he's a better left tackle than a right tackle. 70 overall grade. Jawar Jordan, I thought, played well, 68. Stroud, guess what? 67.6, which is like a slightly above average grade for PFF. But people will tell you, oh, he probably got like a 40. Like, no, he didn't play as bad as you think. And he only had one turnover-worthy play, so that means one of those picks wasn't on him. Is what PFF is saying. Hutch, 65. Another person to talk about is Jarrett Kingston. Blake Fisher is our jumbo tight end, and now with the tackles going down, he goes to left tackle, so now our jumbo tight end's gone. So Jarrett Kingston, out of nowhere, comes in, listed as a guard, plays the jumbo tight end, and does pretty well. 18 snaps. I mean, that's noteworthy. Woody Marks, 63. Titus, 63. Scruggs got 3 snaps. Brooks got 3 snaps. British Brooks. It's kind of some random people in there. Christian Kirk, 58, kind of checks out. Let's see. Ed Ingram, 57. Cade Stover, 57. So Dalton Schultz had a 43. Jarrett Patterson had a 47. So, I mean, for the most part, these kind of check out. Our tight end play hasn't been great lately in an offense that probably wants to use tight ends a lot. We'll just, screw the Chargers grades. We'll go to defense for us. Will Anderson Jr., 87. Kevon Wallace, 81, bro. That's wild. Henry T, 79. Naquan Jones, 73. Tommy Togiai, 71. Stingley, 71. Horton, 70. Bullock, 70. Hunter, 69. Nice. Barnett, 67. Lecky Fotu, 64. Kamari, 61. Aziz, 59. Petrie, 58. Sheldon, 56. DeMeco, 55. Tremont, 51. EJ Speed, 38. Man, I think these grades, I haven't watched the full film yet, but EJ hasn't been playing great as of late the past couple of weeks. Not sure what's going on, if he's banged up or something, but he doesn't look like himself. That is for sure. So, and maybe we'll go to, let me see if NFL Pro has anything. 6-7, says Rich Boy J. We'll go to games, and we'll go to week 17. See if there's any little blurbs that came up about the game on here. Where is it at? There it is. So, I mean, yeah, look at the like the probability. Like, we were basically after it was 14-0, we were 79% chance to win, and basically the lowest it got after that was 71. So, I mean, we controlled the game from start to finish. Even though it may have felt like it got tight. But insights, let's see if they uploaded any. Texans are the first franchise in NFL history to make the playoffs in multiple different seasons after starting 0-3. Yes, sir. Let's see what else, if there's anything good. Justin Herbert was pressured on 38. Oh, they're talking about. All right, Justin Herbert was pressured on 38.1% of his dropbacks in Week 17 against the Texans, taking 5 sacks, completing just 4 of his 10 attempts for 32 yards and an interception when under pressure. 38% is like lower than what Stroud averaged the entire fucking year last year. 2, he was terrible when it happened, and a lot of them turn into sacks. So, I mean, like, that's on him, bro. Herbert was much better when kept clean, completing 17 of his 22 such attempts for 204 yards and a touchdown. Herbert was at his best on play action, completing 5 of his 6 attempts for 48 yards and a touchdown, giving him 1,000 on play action this year. So, yeah, he's, predicated off play action. Danielle Hunter generated team-high 6 pressures across 36 rushes, 16% pressure rate against the Chargers, including 1 sack. And he got 2 pressures against Chargers tackle Bobby Hart and Trey Pipkins. And then it's his 3rd consecutive week with at least 5 pressures and a pressure rate of 16%. Underrated, man. Here's Stroud. Completed 15 of his 20 attempts against zone covers, totaling 229 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Stroud did not fare well against man, completing just 1 of his 8 attempts for 15 yards and an interception. Stroud was also his best targeting and breaking routes, completing 8 of 10 in such attempts for 202 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an INT. Yeah, I mean, it checks out. Let's see. Yeah, so that'll be good on there. We'll get to some questions if you got any. And let's see. I'll give Herbie the credit. They should have had 10 sacks easy. Yeah, they could have. I mean, we had fucking 5 called back from penalties, I believe. But yeah. Sorry, I kind of got burnt out talking so much on comments, getting tired, but I'm going to do some videos on the timeline to kind of give me a break from talking, and also because it's what I do regardless. And there's probably some notable stuff that y'all could listen to. Let's see here. Go to I just created a space. All right. It's nice having the game on Saturday. I'm like ahead of my schedule, like getting all my content out early. And if you want, dude, my profile, I post a bunch of clips on there. So from the all 22. But yeah, let's see. Oh, that video is dope, dude. I just saw that one. I'll show it to y'all. All right, kind of going through. I'm scrolling right now. I'm just getting to the beginning of yeah, man, the Jaguars should have lost to the Colts, bro. They got another escape. Where we at? Yeah, my whole timeline is just toxic, whiny Chargers fans, bro. They're so soft. Right. Oh, dude, yeah, there's a lot of good content on here. I don't know how late. What time is that? I started late, 11. Probably go for like 20 minutes. So, let me see. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay. We'll start right here with who we got. DeMeco after the game. People got mad about this. About DeMeco using religion.
First to start, as always, the light is shining bright on the Texans, but that light is really reflective of our guys' belief in the Lord and Savior, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Like that's what's driven our team, and I'm so proud of our guys and thankful to the Lord for allowing us to allow our lights to shine through Him, and just all praise and honor goes to Him. Just really proud of every person on this team and organization for putting us in a spot to go play in the playoffs. It's what you play for. It's what you work hard for throughout training camp, what you fight in the season for. Is for an opportunity, to be in the playoffs and go win it all. So we've earned that. It wasn't given to us. Our guys went out and earned it, and we're extremely proud of everybody for that.
Yes, sir. They earned every bit of it. And then, I thought this was cool too. It was Nick Caserio's birthday, and I was like, I've been giving criticisms to Nick Caserio this year when things kind of went south, and still have my critiques, but he's done a lot of good, much more than bad. So I think it's noteworthy for us to give him his flowers. But here's DeMeco giving him a game ball, I believe.
We got 2 Nick's birthday today, and we got another one. Nick Caserio.
What's a shout out?
Hey, man, hey, nobody works harder at trying to get this team, making sure we're successful than Nick. Man, he's always with you guys. May not see him up, but he's always there in the background working every single day, man. Every single day, pouring his heart into this team. All right? Just want to say, man, thank you. It's a pleasure working with you, and happy birthday to you. 96 and on your birthday, man.
It's a no on his birthday. Yeah, shout out Casario, man. He's done a good job. Yeah, I guess I blocked somebody. That was cool. Let's see. Keep going through here. That one's not a very good video. That's hilarious. Sorry, bad radio right now. Here's CJ Stroud.
Yeah, man, that's dope. You know, it's a blessing, you know, to be, you know, able to go to, you know, the playoffs for third year in a row for me. And it's funny because it's something that me and Will talk about a lot. Of like, we don't want to just get used to this because, and of course, yeah, you want to get used to not like that, but in a sense of like, it takes a lot of hard work to get here. So like the work needs to be put in. It's not just every year, you know, the Texans are stamped to go to the playoffs. You know, that might be the outside noise or people might have it the other way, but what really matters is the work we put in. And so just not getting used to success. So, you know, when that time comes, you know, you're still grateful, still, you know, thankful for all those times because, you know, it wasn't great at first, but, you know, as we kept going, you know, I think for me, you know, my gratitude has gone up to another level because, you know, technically we weren't supposed to be here. Yeah, man,
it is true, too. Like being 0-3 and 3-5, like this team has had one, it's got new life. Now they got the playoffs. Like he said, they weren't supposed to be here. And they've been battle tested from the jump, bro. Like we've been playing playoff games all season, dude, like against good teams on the road, you name it, dude. Backup quarterback stepping in. So, I mean, yeah, they're battle tested for sure. Oh yeah. There was the play that was a safety they didn't call. That was bullshit. Ball was bobbling when he was trying to move. I mean, that's a safety, dude. And then let's see. Here's DeMeco after the game.
My message to the guys is just congratulations to everyone because you guys earned this. Like getting into the playoffs it's not about an opinion or what somebody thinks. Like you have to earn your way into the playoffs, and our guys played winning football to get us in position to be in the playoffs.
Facts. Let's see. And this is DeMeco talking about the Jaguars win. That is there's like a phrase. I think I don't know if it's only Pardon My Take that says it, but, and I'm not getting ahead of myself, but like, you know, if a team wins a championship, they say, well, what is the start of the championship DVD? If the Texans were to win the Super Bowl, that Jags comeback would be the start of the championship DVD.
I mean, from my viewpoint, the turning point for our entire season, I go back to our Jacksonville game, right? For us to be down as far as we were in that game, and to have our backup quarterback, Davis Mills, right, to have such a clutch performance to get us into a position to win that game, I feel like that's the game that flipped our season and just showed us, like, no matter what we're up against, no matter who's on the field, if we stay together, stay connected, like we can overcome anything.
Yes, sir. This X-Dub made this. This is hilarious. If, man, that's their whole team is just full of hypotheticals. If that, if this. Also, I couldn't wait to dunk on Carly Ursay, who everyone was applauding. Total weirdo on the sidelines, micromanaging, wearing conductor train outfits and all kind of weird shit. You know, just glazing her for being such a great owner, hands-on. Her forcing the trade for Sauce Gardner, asking Chris Ballard, do you want to Band-Aid it or fix it for good? Trading 2 firsts and A.D. Mitchell for him only to get hurt, to go all in on a Daniel Jones-led Super Bowl run, knowing that your 7-1 record was heavily because of strength of schedule. And yeah, now is anybody criticizing her? Or are they still glazing her for that? And no, it's not a sex thing. Someone tried to say, oh, it's a female. It could be the same with Jerry Jones. I mean, and he is the same way, a meddling owner. So yeah, that shit ain't hot no more, dude. But let's see. Rex Ryan is coming around the Texans again and again and again. Went from bye week to this.
Rex, as you look at this Houston team, what is their ceiling?
The Super Bowl. And I'm going to say it. Remember when I said that a month ago and you guys looked at me like I had 3 heads when I was in Baltimore?
Well, you're calling their defense like they were the 85 Bears or something like that.
Well, statistically, this is the best defense in the National Football League since 2009.
Solid unit.
So this unit is all They're way more than solid, bro. They're deep, and they keep coming at you. They can put pass rushers, fresh pass rushers in the game to close out games. This defense is absolutely frightening. If they get any play whatsoever from their offense, I think they run through the AFC.
They got to start.
Rex Ryan's a character. Who said that? Let's see, there's a comment that I was going to do. Someone said that they should have challenged, DeMeco should have challenged. Nosh said that safety. I think it was an expedited review, so you couldn't challenge it. I may be wrong, but I think that's maybe why he didn't. And yeah, Uncle Phil, came close but didn't pull it out for us. Yeah, and so they talked about that call at the end, how it was legit. Here's MJD, the biggest
How
Texans
great the
hater.
quarterback is. This is a championship defense.
Yes.
And the Texans, I'm talking about the Houston Texans. I got a chance to call their game in week 1. We knew it then. And throughout the season, the reason they've been able to kind of stay afloat is because this defense is giving them opportunities. Do you remember that game against the Buffalo Bills?
Yeah, man.
That was not a fun game.
No, it wasn't.
And again, this defense, this is a team that I think there's certain teams as the teams get hot. Last year, I thought it was the Cincinnati Bengals. You don't want to play those teams. No one wants to play the Houston Texans. And I'll tell you, I'm going to give you another reason why. The Jacksonville Jaguars were up 26 in the fourth quarter in Houston and lost that game because the defense turned it on, the offense kind of got going, and that was a game that's –
The Jags were only up because of special teams and a pick, by the way. Everyone wants to talk about points they scored against us. They had 14 off of special teams, a punt return and a fumble on kickoff on a 20, and then they had a pick. They had 17 points from a pick in special teams.
Started their win streak. And so, to me, this defense is why you don't want to play. This defense is the reason they can have a big playoff run, and no one wants to play the Houston Texans.
Facts. Yeah, and then Chris Sims.
Eyes on a game right now with some playoff implications between the Texans and the Chargers.
Yeah, we got a good one right now. It does look like the Texans are closing in on a win, but it's still late. Here you're going to see Justin Herbert, touchdown, Omarion Hampton up the middle. It was a defensive battle here early on. Big plays by the Texans offense early, and then this Texans defense, as we know, has been incredible. It's the best in football. Here's one big moment. We get a sack, okay? We think it's going to be a punt to the Houston Texans. Penalty gets negated. It ends up being illegal contact. First down. And Houston's certainly in control. And guys, I mean, I love this Houston defense, and they are a Super Bowl defense. And I say, watch out for them if they get in the playoffs.
You called it. Justin Herbert had no chance today.
One of the things, Houston, they just got to figure out the negative plays, the penalties, holds them back a little bit. But
sloppiness in offense.
Exactly.
Right,
That's one of the big things.
Meanwhile, Chris, you saw
they weren't very sloppy in that game against the Chargers, but yeah. And then it's just cool to see like these pundits start to as soon as an analyst or somebody interviews a Texans player or calls a game, they're like, oh shit, this team's good. They just got to get exposed to it. Emmanuel Acho is an example. He interviewed Kamari. Now he's like, damn, this guy's a dog. Now he loves the Texans. So here he is on the Texans.
It's time to put the Texans in legitimate Super Bowl conversations. Period. They rattled off 8 straight wins after starting off 0-3, making the playoffs look like an afterthought. This season looked like it was a waste. The offensive coordinator for the Texans, along with the offensive line, looked completely lost. And since then, the offense has found an identity. Nico Collins has gotten his respect that he deserves, 3 straight 1,000-yard season. Shout out to him. And this defense is on the fringe of becoming a generational defense. Not sure that they're a generational defense yet, but if they make a legitimate Super Bowl run, we now have to start to put them in those 2013 Seahawks, 2015 Denver Broncos. We have to put them in that category of defense because in an era where every defense in the AFC in that playoff picture is good, the Texans sit above all of them. Lockdown cornerback play. Kamari Lassiter, Derek Stingley are both top 5. Ask me. Both top 5. Wow. Daniil Hunter, Will Anderson, both top 7, top 8 pass rushers. Defensive tackles got busy today. A couple sack force fumbles. Linebackers, Ezal Shire made the Pro Bowl this year. Bullock and Petrie is safety. Lockdown and will come down and sting you, no pun intended, when you talk about them DBs. So this Texans defense is what, to me, has them exactly where they need to be and should have been the entirety of the season. They're as legitimate as anybody.
Facts. Acho's been going off, dude. It's hard not to agree with what he's been saying. Let's keep going. Aziz had a pretty good game. Got the Pro Bowl. I guess we didn't talk about Pro Bowl. We had the snubs on that. All right, I talked about it, I believe. And here we go. DeMeco on players. This is, so here you go.
About Right, we knew this was the game to punch our ticket to get into the playoffs, and our guys, man, they manned up. A lot of guys were dealing with pain, injuries. Guys went down on the field, but like I go talk to Kamari last week, he's coming out, Coach, there's no way I'm coming out of this game. Like, that's the mindset of all of our guys. It's on the line. We know what's on the line, and they want to be out there to be the reason why we're successful. And when you have young men who have that mindset, right, that's why I love the guys, because everybody has that mindset.
Pause.
Guys go down, it doesn't matter. Coach, I'm getting back on the field. I'm going to finish this game. And when you have that heart, when you have that passion and desire by your guys, we can go accomplish anything.
He's gotten a bunch of people that are on the same mindset as him. But, yeah, I mean, you had Kamari go down and come back. You had, I believe, Ed Ingram go down and come back. You had Aziz go down and come back. Like, those guys knew what it meant, man. Here's Stroud.
Yeah, I mean, they played really a solid, shell defense, and kind of like the way the league is going on defense is like they're playing too high shell. They're trying to, take away your best guys. So we kind of knew that and, came up with some good plays and designed some good plays just to pick on that. And, got to keep that going. It can't just be in the first quarter. It got to be throughout the whole game. So I think something we can learn from is, is just keeping the gas on and making sure, we're still calling it. I'm taking care of the ball and, we're moving forward.
So I kind of, that part there right at the end, I'll replay it. I was like, am I overanalyzing this? But
calling it, I'm taking care of the ball.
There.
The gas on and making sure, we're still calling it. I'm taking care of the ball and, we're moving forward.
Keeping the gas on. We're still calling it. I'm taking care of the ball. So it's like, was part of it play calling?
Every guy on our team knew
we took those deep shots against cover 4. Part of it was they, adjusted and then also started calling different plays. But makes you think, okay, maybe it is overall conservative philosophy part of it too. I think it's a bunch of little things. And here's Stroud talking about the 0-3 start to now.
College, we used to have this term called Ohio versus the world. A lot of times in this league and, in games, and it's just how the world is. People turn their back on you or, they start talking crazy and just doing whatever. But, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what's happening on the outside. I thought when, people were trying to divide us and, try to pick on one person or one thing or whoever, we had opportunity to stick together. So I thought, that's what, this year has been for me. And that's where I'm most proud of is just in that time we stuck together, and stayed one because we could have easily splintered off. And I think the season would look way different.
That's dope. It's true, man. I mean, that's a testament to DeMeco, honestly. But yeah, I showed this earlier. So far this season, Stroud has a plus 27.9 EPA. I was wrong earlier. And Mills has a minus 15.3. So, like, right there, your argument of Mills or Stroud done. Like, get out of here, bro. That's against a tougher schedule as well. Yeah, we saw a lot of the hook and ladders the Bills completed. That game was crazy. Josh Allen missed the 2-point conversion throw, man. I mean, no one's talking about it. And then here's Stroud after the game with NFL Network.
Bit of everything. What was challenging about today, and how did you guys overcome it?
First, the glory goes to God, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Without him, I wouldn't even be here. I don't deserve any of this, but he continued to, give me grace and mercy every day, and I'm just very grateful. And I always got to give him the glory. But yeah, they made some changes going into the second half and after the second quarter, and made it challenging. But that's what you get in these type of games. You're going to get a playoff experience. They have a good defense. So I thought, we weathered the storm and found a way to get a dub.
Your defense sacked Justin Herbert 5 times, and they picked him off. How do you feel watching them operate?
I'm glad I'm on this team, but I'm just so proud of those guys. They held us down all year. It's good to finally put up some points in the beginning of the game to, give them a little bit of a lead. And, we got to just keep that going, fix some things, but, it's a good start.
You haven't played in an NFL season without making the playoffs. What makes this team so equipped to make a run in January?
I just think the foundation, starts in the front office with, the McNairs and, going to Nick and then, to Coach, DeMeco. So, the way we're built, we're built tough. We practice hard. We have training camp the hard way. So, everything, is hard. And so in these type of games, we're kind of used to it.
What a nice welcome home for you.
Yes. I'm glad to be home. Shout out to the IE, man, 909. Let's get it.
See you, CJ.
Yes, sir. God bless you.
He's 3 for 3, and people are bitching, bro. He's been in the playoffs 3 straight years to start his career. Like, what are we doing? And here's Matt Ryan spitting the facts I've been spitting the whole time about our schedule. Listen to this.
Since November 9th, the Houston Texans, 8-0. During that span, you've beaten 3 playoff teams, the Jags, the Bills, and the Chargers. Their last loss was to the Broncos on a last-second field goal. And the week before they lost to the Broncos, they beat the 49ers. They're all contenders. And who's beaten them? Houston has.
Let him know, Matt Ryan. He's a believer too. Dude, this video, it'll probably dock me for it, but this is so dope. This kid that made this, Andy, on TikTok, man, this gives me goosebumps every time.
The Houston Texans have begun the season 0-3.
The last team to go to start the season.
Shout out Big Sarge.
And still make the playoffs was 2018 Houston Texans. And is that something that you can see this team doing as far as getting it back on track and ending up like that?
Anything can happen. Someday, I wanna lay down.
Dude, every time this gives me goosebumps, bro.
Someday, I remember.
Hype.
Someday, that way.
Yeah, so like if you're listening on the podcast, like they basically start showing all the wins after that. Man, I've watched that 100 times. But yeah, let's see here. Kind of going back through. I was on the stage at my gave away some prizes at my watch party.
Hats off to them as well as Texans blast off the Cowboys. That kid knows ball.
Gotta quit hating on Stroud, bro. Like, I'm not surprised. Everyone's talking about Herbert, this and that. I mean, that's all day, man. That's all right, bro.
That's right after the touchdowns.
Hey, man, we got to ride the momentum right now. Defense, get out there right now. Return the favor.
Johnny. Shout out Blast Off, AD.
I want to see the aggressiveness on offense. I want to see us keep pushing the ball down the field, keep scoring touchdowns, and the defense keep playing well. Keep doing what they're doing.
So give all these guys a follow. Blast Off is dope because he does like the in real life stuff, which like I would want to do myself more of, but I just can't do it. And he does a great job at it, man. It's some dope content.
Statement game, AFC South is still within reach. Go get it.
Harley.
It's the Texans defense. It's Azeez Al-Shaair. It's Will Anderson. It's Daniil Hunter. It's Jalen Petrie, Kamari Lassiter, right. Derek Stingley.
Ruben.
Gets the snap. Herbert looking. Herbert sack. Daniil Hunter. Hey,
that's pretty good.
That's how you set the tone, baby. That's how you set the tone.
We're going to go big because we're from Houston. Football is our destiny.
Yeah. What's your name, bro?
Marcel.
Hey, bro.
Taking pictures over here.
That's it. Hey, look, check this out, man. What you think about the game so far, bro?
Good. You Blast Off. I mean, he's a great dude, man. I mean,
I was kind of drunk at the end. I had hiccups. I was fighting.
We've been chopping it up all day, but you do great work. And to me, it's like it's a community, man. Like we're all online engaging. It's good to get out in person.
He has another one he'll post where like my interview is so bad. Like I'm like, yeah. Anyhow, yeah, it was dope, man. I hope we have another one. Keeping it rolling. Almost done here on the videos and good on time. So here is Kyle Long praising the Texans.
You can have a bad identity. You can have a good identity. You can have an offensive identity, running the football, throwing the football. The identity of the Houston Texans is to suffocate offenses, make the life of a quarterback hell, make the life of an offensive lineman anxiety-ridden. And that's what they do. I mean, offensive tackles, they can't sleep the night before these games against the Houston Texans. You've got fire-breathing dragons out of the defensive end spot that are coming to raid your castle every single week. And the castle is the pocket. It doesn't matter who is in the pocket.
Pretty good
it's
analogy.
Like a wave hitting the beach. These edge rushers are going to get home. I really think that's what makes the DeMeco team stand out to me. It's those guys on the edge. But then you pair it with the guys on the back end who have made plays for a handful of years in DeMeco Ryans' defense. So you got that identity. You've got a who are we? And that's the defense. And what else do you have? You've got a young quarterback who has shown us at times that he is elite, when he's protected, when there's a game plan in place. And they've done it all
Nice.
season long quietly. They lose their first 3 games, and then they've just been streaking ever since. 8 straight wins. I think it's the longest win streak in the National Football League. It's the longest win streak for the Houston Texans. And when I look at the last couple seasons with DeMeco Ryans and C.J. Stroud, 3rd straight playoff appearance. It's the longest
We're
streak
so hot right now.
in team history. This is what you come to expect when you have that championship level defense. When you've got a quarterback who's not going to blink, regardless of what you throw in front of him. The ball is going to be out. It's going to be out on time. Your guys can make plays with the ball in their hands. But those two things in conjunction with one another, that's scary.
Yeah, and when I look at the
Facts. Dude, we're so hot right now. It's the Zoolander reference. I always think of that when I talk about how hot we are as far as our streak. All right, let's see if there's any other good clips. Here's Will after the game.
I think that's the beautiful thing about our defense too, man. You look at our defense, we got dogs everywhere, man. Like we always say, man, everybody's an alpha dog on this defense. You see anybody get it, they make good plays for us every time.
This is via Aaron Wilson. But yeah, they got alpha dogs all over the defense. Jalen Knoll, he was on Nightcap, and they try to hit him with the Houston women question.
Hey, how you live in Houston and stay focused?
Yeah, I got my boy Hutch with this question. I was already prepared for it. I'm engaged to my beautiful
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Okay,
I'm engaged. So
Hey,
I'm engaged.
hey, listen, I'm glad you said that because me and Unc, we finna get engaged in 2026. We finna have a double wedding.
Double wedding.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, you got to. If you're in
wedding.
Houston, go ahead and get engaged and get married tomorrow if possible. Because the longer you postpone it, the less likely you are to get married, Jayla. I'm just telling you.
Not at all. It's right after the season. Right after the season.
That's what I'm talking about. Right after the season. Congratulations, man. Best of luck
I
to you and your
appreciate
beautiful
it.
fiance, man. Tell
Yes,
your family
sir.
I said hello from Nightcap, and we'll talk to you soon, bro.
Sir,
Keep trying to get us, man.
How you live in Houston and stay?
All right, so let's see. Got a comment from Jad, what is it? Jadenzam. No offensive line matches up with us, but do the Steelers' offensive line match up with us better than the teams we've played so far? I haven't looked at that, looked into it. I wouldn't know the answer to that. I kind of go week by week. Opponent comes up, and then I dissect it then. J-Rock, the DeMeco era is the best era in team history. Dude, DeMeco is special, dude. Like, the more I hear from him, especially as a late, like there's a couple of videos here, like the dude is like, he's a unicorn head coach. Like, to be that alpha of a leader and the way he's a leader, a player's coach, doing it with like respect. And he just gets it. Like, I know this formula that he has of how, like, he understands football, bro. Like, it is still, even though the NFL changed rules and there's fantasy football and betting and points at a premium, he understands you win it with a dominant defense in a run game and controlling the clock. Like, it's boring. It's not fun for the fan, but like, he knows how to construct a team and the style with which you play to win a game. And he's a special leader. And he's a good dude. Like, and so that trickles down to his coaches. You know, he's not on there fucking cussing people out and shit. Like, and that is the way to be a leader, in my opinion, dude. Like, anybody, like even like your kids, like for a small example, like if you want your kid to do something, you don't just curse them out. Like, if you yell at them, they're going to shut down. But if you like encourage them and be nice and whatever, like you get 10x more out of them. And like, I don't know, dude, he's just a special coach. And a lot of the talk about fire him and he's only defensive coordinator to me is just crazy talk. Like I don't want to get ahead of myself, but like he could be one of the greats. Like he's just I don't know what it is, man. Like I kind of came to this realization the other day. I'm like, dude, this guy is special, bro. Like, look what he's done, man. I mean, in 3 years, 3 straight playoff victories, coming off of, you know, a 4-win team before that. Like, bro, come on, dude. Here's Herbert after the game on the Texans.
Seeing him firsthand.
Yeah, they're very good. You know, we've got nothing but respect for them. There's the way they compete, fly around, and play for each other. They're very well coached, and they've got very talented guys on that side of the ball.
Facts, quick but respectful. I'll take it. Yeah, keep scrolling. Here's Speakeasy. They got good content, man. I've been enjoying their stuff. This is them talking about the Texans defense again.
But I mean,
no, I mean,
They're
they're two top tens. You have two guys
top tens.
top
And
10
then
on
at
both
corner, you got 2 top 5s.
Yeah.
Derek Stingley, Pat Surtain, Quinyon Mitchell.
You know what's crazy? I don't want to throw Kamari in there, but the way he's been playing this year, you
have
got to.
He will stick you. He'll lock you down.
Yeah.
He'll pick you. Like, they got 2 top 5 corners. You got 2 top 10 pass rushers. You got linebackers that can run and hit. And everybody wants to kill.
Yeah.
Everybody on the Texans wants to kill.
Yeah, and Lassiter went down.
But I mean,
Acho is a believer, baby. I love it. Like when someone becomes convicted, like Chris Long's been the same way, you know. Manti Te'o, he's becoming a believer now.
Now, what's also the best is the Texans defense. And are the Texans the biggest threat in the AFC? I think they are. Why? Because they're on an 8-game win streak. In the 8 games, they beat the Jags, where C.J. Stroud wasn't playing. They beat the Bills, where Josh Allen was sacked 8 times. They ended the Chiefs' playoffs hope in Kansas City. We all remember that. And then they just beat the Chargers. Their last loss was against the Broncos. That was the same game that C.J. Stroud got knocked out.
I forgot about that pick six.
They still almost came up with a win. They lost by a last-minute field goal. The week before that, they beat the 49ers at home. They are the best defense in the NFL.
That was dope.
To them, whether it be at the front, the linebacker position, or the secondary on both sides, left, right, both safeties. I don't know how you score on this defense. I don't know how you sustain drives on this defense. So when I look at the Houston Texans, Willie, I can't help but look at them and say, man, that's the biggest threat coming out of the AFC right now. Now, let's.
Yeah, J Rock on YouTube is saying they love how they left Bullock out. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they meant to, but yes, I agree. Rich Boy Jay, before you leave, can you pull up the Texans all-time interception leaders and give some analysis? Realistically, by the end of the year, next year's Stingley, Petrie, Bullock, and Kamari could all be top 6, 7. Sure. Let's see. What is this not typing? Why is this shit not typing? Let's see. Is it because I'm doing present now? I can't type. All-time Texans interceptions leaders. Yeah, I mean, and we're still leaving a lot out there like we always do. So here we go. All-time interception leaders. Jonathan Joseph, number 1. Love Jonathan Joseph, 17. Kareem Jackson, love K-Jack. He had 16. Stingley is 3rd. He's got 15, bro. He could, and I think this is just regular season, I'm sure. And I'm sure Stingley has some in the postseason as well. But I don't know if that includes postseason or not. If one of y'all could clarify, Rich Boy J. But I mean, Stingley could pass that up this year. He could get a couple picks in this game if he plays, and if playoffs is included. Shout out Dunta Robinson, dude, 13. I remember him. He was a physical corner. It's kind of like Kamari Lassiter vibes as far as the physicality goes. Andre Hall, safety, had 12. Marcus Coleman, 11. Aaron Glenn, 11. That's all tied for 5, and that's 5th, and then 6th and 7th. And then Jalen Petrie is 10th. That's crazy. Jalen Petrie, he had a lot of them early on when he played in the high safety. But I mean, this defense right now, the fact that we have 4 guys with 4 interceptions, Fofos, I'm tipping. Woodgrain, I'm gripping. Catch me lane switching with the paint dripping. I'm white. So sorry about that. But yeah, I mean, and Bullock is number 9 with 9. Kamari is 12 with 7. Yes, I mean, these guys, that's a good point, Rich Boy J. I mean, there's no reason to think those guys can't get at least 3 to 4 a year for the next 2-3 years as long as they're on the team. And that would put all of them, in the top 10 at least. So pretty astute observation there. I'm bad about thinking about stuff like that, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. This was from DeMeco's press conference on Monday. This is so dope right here.
I feel like sets this defense apart and puts you guys in those kind of conversations? And what are you particularly proud of about the defense? Thank you.
Yeah, the thing I'm most proud about in defensive football is getting in the end zone. You got to limit points. And once our offense gives us 7 points, it should be a mentality that's enough for us to go win the football game. Now, we still have things I feel like we can clean up and play even better, to not have some of the miscues, to allow some of the touchdowns to happen. And, we continue to play with that edge and play with the mindset. If you have an edge, you have all those great defenses that you mentioned, right? There was an edge. It was a mindset with all those defenses, physicality, right? There's a pride level to those defenses that, you weren't going to get a yard on us. And that's the mentality that you have to play great defense.
Love it, dude. I mean, people are taking that as like, oh, he just only wants to get 7 points on offense. No, like it's a mindset of the defense. Like, we're not giving you shit, dude. Like, that is insane. And it's true. Like, man, that's dope. That's great to hear from him. Let's see, kind of going through if there's any more. Here's DeMeco. During the game, talking about Kamari. This is him with John and Mark Vandermeer. I'll play it.
They tried Kamari with Johnson. They tried him down our sideline on one. And he breaks the pass up, and he shows up another time and makes it. I'm like, man, I just love Kamari. He is such he is the man. Right. Like, I just love watching him play football. And that's what I'm telling the coaches on the headset during the game as it's going on. But man, for Kamari, man, he's one of the toughest guys I've been around. Yeah. Right. For him to, he took a wicked hit from Jalen. Yeah. There's just a lot of friendly fire there. And I'm like, man, I hope he gets up. And I go out there and he's like, Coach, I'm not missing this game. I'm coming back in this game. Like, that's why I love you, man. Yeah. Like, you're the man. So it's his toughness, his competitive is fire, his spirit. He truly loves football. Yeah. Like, you talk about building a culture, a program, like you build it around guys like Kamari Lassiter, who loves football. He wants to be out there no matter what he wants to practice. You have to make him not practice because of what he's dealing with his injuries. But man, he's everything you want, in a player. Yeah. And the unique part is you don't see that in a corner. Right. Most if I'm talking about Will Anderson that way, everybody gets it. Defensive lineman, wreak havoc. I get it. But nobody's talking about corners in the league wrecking havoc, playing physical. And that's Kamari Lassiter. Yeah. So I love the way he plays football. And I can always watch him go play. And you see the way he competes. I saw it in practice back last year. Yep. Remember when he was competing against Stephon Diggs in our OTA practices, just going toe-to-toe, rep for rep, no fear at all, not backing down. And that's who Kamari is.
Coach, maybe you can answer this.
That's awesome, dude. He is like the way he just talked about him, like that's his favorite player. And for a fact that he found him, like, and that's what gives me so much confidence that like this will have, as long as DeMeco's here, bro, like we will always have an elite defense because they're going to find guys like that all the time, dude. They're going to find him. Like DeMeco found that guy. He's like, that's a football player. Like, he could tell by the tape and he could tell by talking to him. Like DeMeco is an elite evaluator of talent, in my opinion. And then he's also an elite coach. On with John Harris and Mark Vandermeer again about opposing kickers missing field goals.
Maybe you can answer this for me, but opposing kickers against the Texans from 40 and beyond are 6 for 13, which is ridiculous. That must be a historic number right there. And then Dicker misses from 32 or whatever, never missed inside of 40. And last year you had one blocked against him. He misses an extra point. I don't want to pick on him, but why are you so good against opposing kickers? I know DeMeco has something to do with that, or a fear of DeMeco in addition to what he's done so far.
I think it's the fear of DeMeco. Yeah. It's the Autry effect that happens. I think when you watch all of our field goals, you see the way he rushes and you see the height that he can get to try to block kicks. I think that's in the kicker's mind. It has to be in their minds. And then also our guys are doing a great job of coming off the edge, right? Sometimes you don't see a lot of the kicks blocked off the edge, but you can force it. And those kickers feel that presence. They feel you just flying by them. And when they feel that, I feel like it affects them. Right. And so, credit to the way our field goal. That's one unit for me that I think, they don't get talked about much, but I always, it's a passion of mine that when we go out on field goal block, like we want to make them feel our pain for them even trying to kick on us. We want them to feel it. So make sure you're rushing. A lot of guys around the league, they'll take that play off and they don't truly rush. So I believe in every time we line up, like we can block a kick, we can force a missed kick, but you have to play with that relentless effort to do it.
Coach, your answer.
That's insane, dude. I mean, just like those 2 clips that we played with him, with those mindsets, like, good Lord, dude. Like, he's a special coach, bro. Like, man, I'll get goosebumps just listening to that shit. Here's Big Perk on Legend Talk talking his crap.
Told me to shut the let that matchup happen.
It's gonna
let that matchup happen.
It's gonna happen.
Lamar Jackson and CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud go in there and get a win against a Lamar Jackson led team. I won't say another matter of fact. I go to the playoff game. This real talk. I go to the playoff game. I take off my shirt and I have a sign that say, CJ, I'm sorry, bro.
He's wild, dude. We have the best coach in the league. I agree, Colby. And then, yeah, it hurts to be scored on. Oh, my God. It says J-Rock. Bro, I mean, dude, DeMeco's special, bro. He is special, man. I feel like this is a special year for sure. Let's see here. Another speakeasy clip. Let's see. This is a good one. And I don't know if I've said it on here, but I've definitely thought it in my head. I think I might have mentioned on here, but it is rare to have guys that are physical and smart. And that's basically what Acho says.
The truth about the Texans, I love defense. Nobody on national television loves defense more than me. The truth about the Texans is this. Usually elite physical players, and Shady can attest to this, usually elite physical players are stupid. They are. They're really talented, but they're stupid. And really smart players aren't all that physically talented. The Texans have elite physically talented players that are brilliant. You have Derek Stingley, who's one of the smartest cornerbacks in the league and also one of the most athletic. You have Kamari Lassiter, who's a complete dog and also a very intelligent player. You have Danielle Hunter, maybe the most...
I agree. I mean, it's pretty much our whole defense. Aziz, Henry, like all those dudes, man.
Underrated player of the generation. Player. Trivia question. Care Bear, how many career sacks do you think Danielle Hunter has?
Oh. How long has he been in the league? I'd probably say like somewhere around like 60, 70.
Shady, how many career sacks do you think Danielle Hunter has?
85.
Care Bear, pull up how many career sacks Danielle Hunter has. Pass rusher for the Houston Texans, who wasn't even a Pro Bowler this year, even though he's second in the league in sacks. 112 career sacks!
He got 112? He got 112. It's crazy. Wow.
Like 112.
He had 16 and a half, 12, and 14 the last 3 years.
I think he's been a second-team All-Pro once. He didn't even get a Pro Bowl vote this year. So they got dudes that are brilliant, criminally underrated, and
angry. Now they gonna be angry too.
Well, bro, why do you think he balled like he did today?
What's the dude?
Yeah, man, that's insane with Hunter, bro. Damn, crown this man. LOL. Brandon says Hunter is passing up Aaron Donald and JJ Watt. He's a stud, dude. Oh, dude. Freaking John Gruden followed me on X, dude. That was so dope. Hopefully he'll connect. I can interview him or something. That'd be sweet. John Gruden's awesome. Rich Eisen talking about the Texans defense. A couple more videos.
100% a championship defense. And if this championship defense, they have players on every level, guys. Lady.
By the way, he was pretty bad in the broadcast. So I don't know if this is him making up for it or him realizing it. He still thinks it's regardless, but we can acknowledge that he was pretty glazing of the Chargers and Herbert on the broadcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, those two edges, I don't know. Danielle Hunter got snubbed for the Pro Bowl. I don't know what's up with that.
Well, he'll probably make up for it by being all pro.
Yeah, for sure. And I saw him with my own two eyes, and I know I've got to vote for all pro. And I'm sitting here thinking, how are those not two all pro guys that I'm?
So you just heard about Hunter getting snubbed from Acho, and then Rich Eisen saying the same thing and saying, I have an all pro vote, and I think he's an all pro. So like, yes, thank you.
That I saw on Saturday with my own two eyes. And then there's Aziz Al-Shire leading the linebacking core behind them. And then they've got four guys with 4 interceptions apiece. We asked in our pre-broadcast meeting, with all due respect to you, Nico Collins, and everyone else on the team, who's got the best hands on the Texans? We asked everybody that we interviewed prior to the broadcast. and everybody said it was Derek Stingley Jr., who, by the way, might have had the best hands on his college team if it wasn't also on the same team with Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. He's unbelievable. Petrie hits you. Lassiter. I mean, I could go on and on and on here. They are deep at every level. They lock you down. Like, if you're looking for read one and that's locked down by like Stingley or Lassiter, and then you got to go through your progression. By the time you're going through your progression, you're going to see 51 or 55.
Yeah, you're on your back.
Just to name two of them. Yeah. There's Toe or Toe.
Good laugh, Jay.
That's funny. Yeah, I think we're almost done, fellas. Let me just keep. Yeah, we made it to the top. Let's go. Well, shoot, man. I appreciate you guys as always. It was a blast. I am gonna announce, or let's see here, post that I'll do a sale on my merch on my store, 25% off, bumping it up. I meant to do it at the watch party. I didn't really promote it, but obviously got all kind of stuff, dude. I mean, got a whole rack of shirts right here. I got all the stuff. You got the Aziz Houston versus everybody. Got the classic H-Town shirt. Got the Stroud him shirt. But yeah, if you just go to the site houstonstressens.com and use code 25, you can get 25% off. Got all kind of stuff. But yeah, Brandon's right. One more regular season game. It's bittersweet, man. So it's ratcheting it up. It's getting, narrower and narrower. Hopefully this is a exciting run ahead for us. I enjoyed the journey with all you guys. And yeah, I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas, and I hope you guys have a Happy New Year, and be safe out there. Don't drink and drive. And yeah, until next time, we bless 'em.